Alright, students. Today we are going to learn about our queen, Robin Rihanna Fenty. This is a very important video because I love Rihanna dearly, so we gotta do her justice, okay guys? I'm gonna put an image of her chart right here so you can see, and we're gonna talk about it. To start off, Rihanna has her sun in Pisces in the 11th house of her chart. Having a sun in Pisces means that she is extremely sensitive and empathetic. She really is able to lose herself in music and in art and people. And because it's in the 11th house, she's able to really merge with society, with the collective. 11th house rules social groups, any type of groups you're part of. Having the sun in the 11th house is actually a very common placement for celebrities. I believe Beyonce has her sun in the 11th house. Cher, Nicki Minaj, I think Robert Pattinson. I can give a more extensive list another time. But yeah, so she's a perfect celebrity. She really appeals to the masses. She also has her Mercury in the 11th house in the sign of Aquarius. Mercury and Aquarius people are super futuristic in their thinking. They are really able to predict trends because they kind of set the trends almost. Their minds are just always trying to find the new thing. Aquarius is the trendsetter of the zodiac, so having your Mercury in Aquarius means that people will kind of latch onto the things you say and start repeating them. So if you have your Mercury in Aquarius, you might find that people will copy what you say, but it's not in a mimicking way. It just catches on. So that's what Rihanna has. And since hers is in the 11th house, she's really able to think and speak for the collective, for the people. Mercury is the planet of rational thought and communication. She's able to communicate for the masses. The 11th house also shows the type of friends you have. So she's gonna have very intellectual friends. Let's get to her rising. So Personally, I think that your rising sign might be the most important one of your top 3, just because that is your outlook on life. That is where you look out of your chart, literally. The rising sign represents how people see you, physically, how you present yourself, how you look. The rising sign is your point of view. It's how you come across on first impression, your personality. So Rihanna has an Aries rising, so she is a go-getter. She will just go for what she wants. I love her so much. So Rihanna's also got her moon, Venus, and Jupiter all in Aries. So she's actually very, very Aries heavy in her chart. She's got more Aries placements than Pisces, even though her sun is in Pisces. So this means that even though she is able to kind of merge with her surroundings in a way, her outlook on life and her emotions and her role in the collective is really her passion, is really her ability to be a go-getter, to be honest and fierce and direct, and all those good Aries qualities. So her moon in Aries means that she reacts immediately. Your moon shows your reactions, your emotions, and also your relationship to your mother. So she probably has pretty fierce mom. Her Venus is also in Aries, meaning she values that boss energy, that leader energy. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so that's really what starts it all, Aries got that cardinal fire, that passion to really make things move, get things started. And that's her. She's got the passion. She's got it all. Jupiter's the planet of luck and expansion and faith and optimism, and that's in her first house. So she's going to have a lot of luck with herself. The first house rules the self. So she is a lucky person, essentially. When you meet her, she will come across as like very positive, like uplifting person with like a lot of energy and a lot of passion. And like Aries are really nice too. Aries are very friendly and down to talk to anyone. So while her Jupiter's in her first house in Aries, and that's what she openly presents, her moon and Venus are in her 12th house and also in Aries. And the 12th house is interesting because we can't always see the planets that are in our 12th house. The 12th house rules self-undoing. So it's everything about ourselves that are kind of invisible to us. All the qualities in ourselves that we can't really see. Maybe they express themselves and other people can see them, but we're not super conscious of them. The 12th house rules the subconscious, dream state, inebriated state, alcohol or drugs, sleeping, self-sabotage, spirituality. The 12th house is a lot of things. Basically, the whole premise of it is that's where boundaries go to die. Like, the 12th house is the void and, like, endless space at the same time. And she has her moon and Venus there. So, emotionally and in love, Rihanna doesn't have a lot of boundaries. Or at least boundaries are something that are difficult for her. They don't come naturally. She is just an endlessly loving person. And an endlessly empathetic person too. 12th house is super, super sensitive to others' energies. If you have your moon there, that's like a psychic, emotional sponge. You will just absorb other people's emotions. It can be hard for you to even tell, like, what's yours and what's theirs. So Rihanna's moon and Venus in the 12th house in Aries make an exact square over to her midheaven in Capricorn. A square aspect represents internal conflict. And because of the conflict, because of the tension, you have to work on it. Obviously, Rihanna's done that work because her career's popping. So, what is the midheaven? Well, you're about to find out. Alright, the midheaven is a point, it is the topmost point of your chart. So when you see like the circle, the very top point, that'll be the midheaven. And it's also known as the cusp of the 10th house. It's also known as the MC. And that will show you basically your life path, your reputation, your career path. It's pretty cool. Rihanna's is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is like literally the business boss of the zodiac. Like, Rihanna's like bossed up, you know? With your midheaven in Capricorn, your career, or rather Rihanna's career, is going to have a very steady climb. Capricorn is all about like climbing up the mountain, doing that hard work, consistency, work ethic. That is what she is known for. She's known for really like being in control of her career. Like, she has not been involved in any scandals that were her fault. She's pretty much flawless. Like, I don't know. And fun fact, Rihanna's Neptune, which rules music, is conjunct her midheaven. So it makes sense that her career is a musician. And because it's in Capricorn, she's worked really hard on this music career, on this dream. Neptune's the dream. Neptune is like the fantasy. That's the ideal. And she's literally working and creating that fantasy, making that a reality. Capricorn Neptune is so cool. A whole generation has that, but so cool. Because y'all literally can make your fantasies into reality. Capricorn is interesting because it's ruled by Saturn, so it's really gonna have like a limiting effect on any planet that's in it. So Neptune in Capricorn isn't going to be able to like fantasize and dream and just like get so out of touch with reality the way like a Neptune in Pisces would. But Neptune in Capricorn has fantasies that are realistic, and that's why they can make their fantasies a reality. You know, Capricorn's a realist. So like, even though Rihanna's a dreamer, like she's a realist. She knew that like she could make those dreams a reality through hard work. The ruler of her midheaven is Saturn, because her midheaven is in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn makes an exact conjunction, so 0 degrees apart from Uranus, which is the planet of rebellion, freedom, the future, progression, democracy. With the planet of work literally conjunct on the same degree, the planet of innovation, like, oof, she is something else. She is literally making the future. She's creating the future, and we're here to see it. It's pretty crazy, pretty cool. And because Saturn is the ruler of her midheaven, which is her career, that's what she's making her career, is her innovation. And that's literally what she did with Fenty Beauty. Like, she completely changed the game for makeup. The standards will never be the same, you know? Having 40 foundations wasn't a thing before Fenty Beauty. So we can thank Rihanna for that, because she's lit. I also want to say that her midheaven is at 11 degrees, which is an Aquarius degree, which represents the new and the unexpected and innovation. So that's like literally her role, is to be like a boss business baddie, changing the game, setting the bar high. That's her role. So just 2 degrees away from Rihanna's Saturn-Uranus conjunction, which are at 0 degrees Capricorn, is her Mars. Mars is the planet of passion, drive. Like, that's what really gets you going. That is your will. That's your planet of action. So when she has her Mars conjunct this very powerful outer planet conjunction, it's all about like working towards innovation, working towards the future. She's gonna be even like more passionate about this. She's gonna really direct all her energy towards this. And because these 3 planets are all in the 9th house of her chart, it's really about her beliefs. It's really about her belief in the world, about her life philosophy, about her morals, her ethics, like what she believes in. That's what she's willing to fight for. That's what she's willing to work for. That's where she has her most genius ideas, you know? This is Mars, Saturn, and Uranus. These are powerful planets. Okay, I want to talk about her moon and Venus a little bit more, because I don't think I honored them enough, honestly. She has a beautiful, beautiful moon-Venus conjunction. Like, I was saying that she has endless love to give, but, like, you don't even get it. Like, she has endless love to give. She's such a ride or die for the people in her life who she loves. She is a ride or die. She will go hard for them, like, woo. She also, like, will go so hard for her mom. She loves her mom. She probably saw her mom suffer as a kid, because having your moon in the 12th house often represents a relationship with your mother where you were very aware of her suffering, aware of her pain. But because she has Venus there, her emotions are usually going to be pretty good. She really values her emotions. She really values her mother. She values her intuition and her dreams. She values love. Like, this is a really, really beautiful soul. You know, the 12th house is your subconscious. That's your spirit. She has her moon and Venus there. Like, that's so powerful. The 12th house is also, like, the collective unconscious. So she really has the ability to feel how the collective is feeling. She also has her Venus conjunct her ascendant. So you know she's beautiful. We all know she's beautiful. So both her moon and Venus square over to her Neptune and midheaven. So this is an internal conflict between her emotions and her values, and her public image and the illusion that she works to maintain. Because yes, Rihanna's this like goddess, she's perfect, but that's something that she works to maintain. She has a very strong grasp over her public image, and she knows how to create an illusion. You know, Neptune is illusion. So she might feel like an internal friction between those two sides of herself. Like, her spirit, her soul, which is just so endlessly loving and has endless emotions, endless feeling, and this illusion that she's maintaining. But honestly, like, it does serve her in the end, because squares force you to work on this issue. It's something that you can't ignore, and that's really made her who she is today. Venus square Neptune knows how to create the perfect illusion of beauty, knows how to work with a camera. Neptune is cameras, Neptune is glamour. I think the moon midheaven aspect and the moon Neptune aspect really makes people love her so much and makes people relate to her. I think 11th house sun is also like the masses being able to relate to you, being kind of like almost a figurehead for society. People feel like they know you, even if you're distant and you've never met. Also, having moon and Venus conjunct her ascendant mean that she's like never gonna age. Like, she's just gonna be beautiful forever. Forever. Just wait. So Rihanna has her Pluto in her 7th house. Pluto often represents where we have a trauma in our lives. Pluto's the planet of power, intense changes, like death and rebirths in your life, phoenix moments. And the 7th house rules relationships. So anyone with Pluto in their 7th house is going to have at least one relationship that really changes them as a person. They're gonna experience the most obsession within their relationships, the most control issues within their relationships. Pluto can also represent abuse. It's not guaranteed that you will be abused by a partner if you have Pluto in your 7th house, but it does make sense knowing what happened with Rihanna and seeing the Pluto in the 7th house in her chart. It adds up. And the 7th house is like not just casual dating, like that's your partner, that's your significant other. And her Pluto's actually sextile her midheaven, so her career. A sextile is a 60-degree aspect, and it's known as a harmonious aspect. So it doesn't cause any tension. It's more like a nudge. Like, this experience helped her grow. And I feel like we can really see that in the way that she dealt with the relationship, being able to see that, like, oh wait, I'm an idol for all these people. I have to behave appropriately. I have to leave this person because I don't want to set a bad example for all these young girls. Like, that is totally her Pluto sextile her midheaven. Like, yes. She also has a Pluto Mercury square. So she has very intense thoughts. She's a very intense communication style. She has a lot of trust issues in people, very guarded. She is also really able to tell when someone's like lying to her. Like she can just like see through. She can see right through you. And that Pluto energy touching her Mercury in the 11th house just gives her ability to communicate with the masses even more power, like even more intensity, even more like, whew, I'm reaching into your soul. Okay. I want to get into her North Node a little bit. So the North and South nodes are representative of one's karmic journey in this lifetime. So the South Node is kind of what you came into this world already with, what you are really good at inherently, what you don't really need to spend a lot of time working on. And your North Node is what's going to be really uncomfortable to you, but that's really what you need to work on in order to karmically evolve, in order to grow. So her South Node is in Virgo in her 6th house. So this means that she is inherently super organized and a perfectionist. Like, she has an exquisite eye for detail. She knows exactly what she wants. She is very aware of the constraints of reality. She is very devoted to helping others, being of service. Both Virgo and the 6th house rule service, rule helping others. So that's what really comes naturally to her. So on the flip side, what she needs to work on is her North Node in Pisces in the 12th house. And this is beautiful because I feel like she's doing this. You know, Pisces rules music. She devoted her life to making music. I mean, I hope R9 comes out, but like, we still love you, Queen, even if it doesn't. Please drop your album. So the North Node in the 12th house in Pisces essentially means that she needs to learn to just like tune out of reality, just really give into her spirituality, give into her Pisces nature of just dissolving into the universe, like dissolving into other people, dissolving into her emotions, being by the water, being creative. Ugh, what a beautiful placement. But because she has her South Node in Virgo in the 6th house, she probably has a lot of anxiety. So she really needs to learn how to just like relax and tune out, because she's almost like too aware of reality for a Pisces. You know, Pisces are kind of given the reputation that they're like lost and always like daydreaming and stuff. But she's not a super watery Pisces. She's like very fiery, and like that Virgo South Node is really gonna make her super, super detail oriented, super perfectionist, super organized, really like dedicated to her routine. But she gotta chill, you know? I hope she's doing that right now. I hope she's having a good quarantine. Alright, I think that's it for today. Cheers.